Greetings, listeners. Hey.
Hi. I don't be knowing when you be talking to me. Sorry.
I got
and you start staring at me with that little goofy grin.
I'm sorry. I'll try to cue you better.
So, but what is it? Are we talking during the theme music or not?
You said you didn't want to.
I said I ain't got no home training. So that speaks more so for me than you. So if I talk during it, then you know why, because I don't have any home training. But when you talk, then
I have home training.
No, what is it?
Well, I would like for it to ride out.
But you still be talking during it.
Because you told me that.
I'm speaking for me. I'm telling you why I do it. So you stay disciplined and just be quiet.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So that's what we're doing.
All right.
All right. Welcome to the Paid in Full podcast. Hey, everyone. We are on episode 24. Welcome to our new listeners, those of you who have stumbled upon our podcast, and our enduring listeners, welcome back. It's been a little while here since our last episode.
Hasn't been for me. I recorded the other day.
He did a special edition. That's what I want to call it. Special edition episode.
She's salty.
With his some of his colleagues. So I think it was a great listen. So I would definitely
have you listened to it yet?
Not all the way through, admittedly. Well, it just came out, so I got to go all the way through. Your children wouldn't let me be great and have some quiet to listen to it, so I've got to escape somewhere, garage, bathroom, to listen.
Drew thinks that I'm trash because he completely won't listen to it because you're not on it. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, Drew Bear was like, "Where are you, mommy?" And I said, "Well, I'm not in this one. Daddy did this one at work." Oh, okay.
So middle finger. No, shut up, Johnny. Go ahead.
He wouldn't listen to it. But I think that's just him being, mama's boy. So, and that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Okay.
So, and only because we're running up on 8.5, 9-year-old thought processes now, that are kind of throwing me off. So we'll save that for next episode. Having a kid pushing upon, puberty a little bit. So
my son is noticing butt.
He walked around Target yesterday and was trying not to look at the mannequins' bottoms.
My boy.
Literally covering eyeballs, trying not to look at their bottoms because they had on leggings, and I don't know what to do. So we're going to talk about that.
Let's go.
It's a lot for me because he is a boy, and I've come from a family of women, and so he's the only boy for a little while, and I have been given the divine purpose of trying to usher him into manhood. Thank God JP's here.
I had to make sure that we were recording, actually, because I had a snafu on the last podcast, so we are good.
Make sure that button is red. I know.
Yeah, because Gordy was saying the most profound, beautiful stuff, and I recorded none of that shit.
Oh, my God. He's looking at that's still green. Which means it has not recorded.
Yeah, I had to wait for him to finish his thought, because I was we got to do it over.
Did he do it back? Did he do it over?
We did an abbreviated version.
Okay, and that's okay. Well, at least he has a good working memory where he can remember what he just said.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. That sounds like it was a good episode. So definitely go back and listen to episode 23.
My culpa.
So we'll get into Drew's puberty in another episode. But today we have an enlightening episode that we hope will bring a little bit of education to our listeners, as opposed to our last few where it was just kind of us talking and coming into the new year and all that good stuff. We are going to talk today about why people should invest in their relationships, or why those who are in a relationship should invest in it as much as you invest in everything else, at least as much. What we have come to notice about life is that life tends to get all in the way of what you want it to get in the way of. And so we wanted to take some investment tips that JP has sort of guided us through and apply it to relationships. So I thought that would be something that we could tackle and have fun while doing it, because we try not to talk about something that we don't have any experience in doing, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a little bit of investing in your partner. A little bit of background about this, some context. JP and I were in the car the other day, and I forgot what I said specifically, but JP says that I sometimes have a self-deprecating humor that I use to depreciate myself. Mm-hmm. And I did not notice that I do it. And I do it a lot, because then I caught myself doing it as soon as he said I do it.
And I would like you to stop that.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. So I don't know. I don't know where that comes from.
Just bringing it to the table that's mm-hmm. something that it's not really cool. I get it, but I want you to have confidence in yourself and what you're doing, especially with the new transition that you are planning on making. Mm-hmm. I want you to go in any room that you go into and own it. So mm-hmm. you have to believe in yourself as much as I believe in you.
Mm-hmm. So that's gotten me thinking, and I'm an overthinker, so it really has gotten me thinking. Ways in which I can not only invest in my husband, but also invest back into myself, because I don't, right? Because of course we're working, and I'm getting ready to go back into work, and I'm going to be like grinding for the next 8 weeks to get to the end of the school year. So I need to be able to build myself up enough to own the room the way my hubby is encouraging me to do so, because he knows that I can, while still making sure that I am present in our relationship.
Because I'm trying to be a stay-at-home dad.
He is. I'm trying to retire him. So we have the same kind of goal. I'm trying to retire my husband. So he can be, at that point, he wanted to be stay-at-home dad. You'd be stay-at-home hubby. Because our kids will be potentially, in college and, out of the house. So.
Talking about your daddy.
I don't know what you're talking about. So that's what we own. All right.
Focus, man. Focus.
I'm trying to. You get me off.
I'm going to try to be on track today.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got the TV on. Just
he's focused.
Staring outside.
Still not focused. Okay, investing. We're going to talk about investing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's how we're going to kind of roll this. I'm going to go by the different. We have 3. Okay, we'll look at 3 different beginners investing tips that JP and I have come up with ahead of time. And then JP's going to talk about them a little bit.
Oh.
Just a little bit, just a smidgen, because of course we'll put all the disclaimers out there. And then we'll apply them to relationships. So we are not marriage counselors, marriage therapists, psychotherapists in any way. We do not have counseling degrees. This is, again, based on life experience, 17 years together, 11 and a half years married. So that is what we're rolling on. Additionally, we are not financial advisors of any minimum consequence. Like, we do not tell people what to do with their money. So please do not go out and just do things that you hear us say. Without your own research.
Speak for yourself. I am on my TikTok. I am a chef. I am a real estate agent.
On TikTok.
I'm a dancer.
I'm a dancer, darling. I'm a doctor.
I'm a fitness trainer. Whatever you need, find me on TikTok and I will take care of you.
Again, do not.
For a nominal fee.
No, very nominal. Very nominal. Do not just go out and just diversify your portfolio, because we did not say, go out and do that right now, okay? So that it won't come back to us, right? Because you're not going to get no money. I'm just letting you know. So.
Haters going to hate, potatoes going to potate.
Mm-hmm. So let's go with our first one, all right? And then JP's going to enlighten us a little bit on what it means. I'm going to back you up because I wrote down what you told me earlier.
Okay.
I got you. So
I just be
all
talking.
Right. Investing. So we're going to say how some beginners investment tips, because we are still beginner investors. And then how those same tips can apply to a relationship. We're going to start there. Okay. So our first investment tip is don't invest anything you cannot afford to lose. Okay? Don't invest anything you cannot afford to lose. So tell me a little bit about that. I love how JP is staring up at the ceiling. He's doing his thought face. So in terms of investing money, how does that apply?
Investing money, it means if you don't have it like that, it's good to always try to invest and save. But starting off, you need to have a realistic idea of what it is that you can afford to start. Sometimes it's better to crawl rather than trying to get up and run with this. Meaning you don't want to go ahead and invest your life savings all into starting off. You want to start small, get a feel for it, then get into it more gradually. But again, you don't want to put in anything that's going to cause detriment to your lifestyle.
Like, don't invest all your rent money straight out.
Correct.
Okay. Because I think that happened a lot with Tesla. And when the stocks started rising and people were getting really, really excited about it, I think people were kind of throwing their money into something that they didn't quite understand. For some people, it panned out, from my understanding, pretty well, and they kind of went off the grid. A lot of people, once the stock stopped growing and started dropping, and then people were panicking, and we'll talk about that in a second. I think it got to be a lot more stress than it actually was worth. And now you don't even hear Tesla stock, right? People still own it, but
you do.
You do? It's still big time out there.
That would fall more into the meme coin thing, like the Dogecoin and stuff like that. That kind of thing, but like a stock like Tesla and stuff like that,
it's still pretty solid.
Kind of follow the trends on that.
Okay.
So I can talk about the actual stock stuff. You got to do the relationship part.
Okay, so, I can do that.
Boom.
Okay, so here we go. So our first tip was don't invest anything you cannot afford to lose. So,
break it down, love doctor.
Here we go.
Motherfucker.
So here is how we are interpreting that in regards to a relationship.
Word.
If you are not willing to dedicate the time, energy, resources, extra mile for that person you are with, then you should probably eliminate that relationship from your life. If you are not willing to invest as much as your spirit will allow, it's probably not going to be healthy in the long term for either you or your partner. Of course, you can't invest more than what your spirit will allow, right? You can't invest something that you don't know about. So if you're not comfortable in a position to give a specific something to a person who is requesting it, then that relationship is not going to be healthy for you in the long run.
Correct. And I would say you need to kind of just see what it is, and like I said, don't jump all the way in. That's like somebody who wants marriage after the first month after meeting somebody.
Yeah,
that's all well and good, but if the other person just wants to go to Sizzler on the weekends, that doesn't match up. So you're investing way too much. You're investing to starting off.
You're kind of throwing in all that rent money.
You'll be playing a losing game.
And your rent money gonna be gone. I'm big on rent money right now.
Rent money.
Because I know people who bet their rent money. And I'm like, why are you doing this? All right. Okay, so let's look at our second one. Second investment tip, coming from my brilliant husband, JP, says diversify. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket. So what does it mean when you say don't put all your eggs in one investment basket?
That would be like throwing all of your money into like Dogecoin.
Ooh, and we saw what happened with that.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's all well and good, but you want to make sure that you have like some tech stocks, some bonds, some EFTs, NFTs, stuff like that. You can have cryptocurrency, but you just want to have it spread out
Okay.
Pretty evenly. So when something goes down, there's a possibility that something is still up.
Okay. And that it's not all gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Diversify.
Yes.
Okay. So here is how diversifying your relationship can be beneficial.
Love, doctor.
It's not a good idea to become stagnant in your relationship. What I like to call it is stale. Do not allow stale in your relationship. Like you, in a sense, it's almost as if you have to put your relationship on a pedestal, because if not, it's going to fall down amongst all of the fog that's at the bottom, right?
Don't eat tacos every Tuesday.
Not every Tuesday. One time is fun.
Throw some chicken, some duck, some lamb. Try some lamb chops.
Yeah, on a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
And we can't stress enough that
Can't eat fish every Friday. Sorry, go.
okay. Fish Friday, and we used to. We had fried chicken Wednesday too, so it got to be very stagnant. But it's not. We wouldn't be remiss if we didn't say that it's not. That is easy to do. That it's not. That it's not easy. That it is easy. Wait, what am I saying?
It is easy. Easy does, easy come, easy go, easy go,
that is
easy go.
That the difficulties wouldn't be massive, right? Because of course, life. If you are married with children, with careers, with bills, all of that stuff can again impact your relationship in a negative fashion, and it can make it stale, because what usually happens is you get into the rut or the routine of the day to day, and it is
hey, let her get on top every night.
Hey.
Missionary becomes mundane.
And JP and I have been very open about, working on those things. So we
Try
are
it on the left hand side.
so silly. Try upside down. Oh, so stagnant is not good, right? You need to diversify, whether it's diversifying your dinner choices or diversifying your sex positions, diversifying
Turn the
where
lights
you
on.
have sex, diversifying what you do on the weekends with the kids. Like we've been shopping, so that's different for us. Diversify, make it exciting. People always say, spice it up a little bit. Diversify your relationship, right? And then that gives endorphins. That sends out those little endorphins to your partner, and then everything is all peachy keen, at least for a little while.
Try the 21 climax challenge.
Okay. Sidebar. So JP learned on TikTok that
I didn't learn nothing. I already knew this. I just didn't say anything because I'm trying to
be better
to love my wife.
So
And
he learned. Let me talk to okay. So this is just a very quick sidebar.
I say 35.
See. So on TikTok, there was a video that stated that men needed to ejaculate at least 21 times a month in order to decrease their chances of getting prostate cancer, amongst other happier, benefits. So I went on the internet because, of course, I'm an internet nerd and looked it up. I wanted to make sure I had my own research. And of course, the first hit that I put in on my computer is from Men's Health Magazine, which came from, I guess they took their information from a study that was done by some journal in, it's like European Urology or something. So they did a study that showed that indeed men who ejaculate at least 21 times a month, in this giant study they did of like 30,000 men, actually reduced their chances of prostate cancer by a third.
You sleep better.
They said sleep, less stress, less anxiety. You were happier. You slept better.
Free throw percentage goes up.
You made dinner and vacuumed the
Job
living room.
productivity goes up.
Hug the kids, kiss the kids.
You might even speak to your neighbor.
Waved at them, walk their dog. Yeah, it was just all good. He just was rosy walking down the street. I said 21. So I started adding, right? Because I know there's like 30 to 31 days in a month. And I was like, basically, that's almost every day that your female partner is not on her period. So
that's not true either.
It is.
It's not true.
Well, if she's on her period for 5 days.
I'm not talking about the period.
What are you talking about?
You
said that's not true.
It's called having sex more than one time in a session.
Well, you can do that as well. But I mean, if
the number is 21. It didn't say 21 days. It said 21 times.
Yeah, but
so you can knock that out in DNA.
21 times in 2 days. I feel like you would die. You just die. That seems like a lot. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I was just trying to spread it out because you know, I mean, once or twice it takes a lot of energy, right? You would be like going around the clock.
It does not.
Okay.
Let's get back onto investing.
All right, so let's get back on. We're going to talk about this again. This is going to come back up. So 21 is a special number. All
21,
right.
21.
The third investment tip from the Paytons, as dictated by the Paytons, not from us, is do not panic sell. JP, what's the definition of a panic sell? Because this is something, I think this is like old school kind of investment tip as well.
Panic selling is when you start selling off a stock when it starts dropping.
Okay.
And in the case of that, you shouldn't necessarily do that because the old adage is that you actually should try to buy the dip. So when stocks go down, that's the perfect time to buy, and that comes from just doing research on the stock market itself and the stock that you have an investment in. So
Okay.
you don't want to just rush to judgment on a stock when it drops, because that's the nature of the stock market, period, since the beginning of time.
Right. It's going to go way up. It's going to go way down. And we see it in movies, you know, those like stock-based movies where the people like scream at each other and freaking out. And we were big fans of Boardwalk Empire on HBO before that went off. And they had a scene where the man was literally like freaking out and homegirl was like making it drop all and wait until it like dropped bottom. And then she like invested all that money. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So, yeah. So, and then she made him a ton of money by doing so. So, yeah, all those movies. What's the Eddie Murphy movie that was? Trading Places.
Trading Places.
Yeah. So we see it a lot when everybody's just kind of screaming. And essentially, I'm guessing that's the equivalent of what a panic sale would be, is that everybody's just getting out before they think they're going to crash. So, hey, so I know a tiny bit. You know, movies help. So,
yeah. Some people see the end, some people see an opportunity.
Oh, that's very special. Wow. Look at you being all deep.
Come on, love doctor.
Okay, so here we go.
Flip it.
Let's flip it a little bit. Don't panic sell in your relationship. So stay calm in the midst of a dip.
Her feet might stink, but it's not that big of a deal. Just get her some soap and some baby powder.
Yeah, and get her some really nice soft socks and just say, hey, let's try to like do our feet together, right? And if she can't handle it, then she's just not the one, baby. If she's freaking out on you.
Didn't Eddie Murphy do that in Boomerang? He dumped somebody because he didn't like her feet?
He didn't like her feet, yeah. It was Layla Rashawn's character. Yeah, but she was kind of goofy too. He was like, she's not that smart. So, relationships are valleys, dips, and peaks, up, high, just like the stock market. Anything can happen where you can be having a great day. Y'all are getting along. Y'all eating y'all chicken piccata and whispering.
Y'all might be on number 19 of the 21 challenge.
Whispering sweet nothings. And suddenly he says something that just puts a sour taste in your mouth and you're just mad. And he's like, well, what's wrong? And you like, nothing. And he already know, oh, Lord, I done fucked up, basically. So
that's a cuss word.
So stay calm, right? Try to talk it out. And we'll talk about a little bit of ways to invest in a moment. But try to figure out exactly what's going on and at what point did we take an unexpected dip. Right? Because it happens. If you're in an airplane, you hit hit an air pocket, you take a dip, right? You get some little chop. It happens in a relationship as well. And so what you don't want to do is panic sell your relationship. It's like, oh, shoot, he don't know how to put the toilet seat down and he leave toothpaste all in the sink. I can't have this because I got to have a man who's clean, right? Or you meet a man and he don't have a car. Right? That's such a temporary situation. Maybe he's working on his credit. Maybe he just bought a house and he sold off his car so that he can have more of a down payment for his house. Right? But if she's looking at it, she could say, Oh my God, he don't have a car. I got to have a man with a car, right? First off, you're selling yourself short because you don't know what this man can bring to your life, as well as you're panic selling a potential relationship. Look at that. See? Boom. But it happens every day. It's real out here in the streets. People die every day, B. So anywho, so those are 3 investment tips as dictated by the Paytons. And so these are the 3 again. Don't invest anything you cannot afford to lose. Diversify your relationship. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And don't panic sell. Right? Mm-hmm. Those are good ones. We probably have more that we could impart. But, hey, those are good to start. Mm-hmm. And if you are interested in starting some stocks, I would say just go for it. Do your own research. JP mostly because he just kind of tells me and I'm like, okay, ditto. Just take some money and just go, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. I would say just kind of step out on faith and just go for it and see what comes your way. It's working. It's kind of cool watching it some days when you don't watch it every day. Don't watch it every day. It's going to bring you so much stress. Just look at the overall trend across time. Don't look at that thing every day. Because, man, you show me them dips more. But there you go. Ways to invest is another kind of hot button topic in the relationship world, where it's like, okay, I understand if I have something important in my life that I need to put time and energy into it. However, how do I balance all of that with what happens in life, right? Because life is just, it has a way of just being a hater, pretty much all the time. Mm-hmm. So I found 5 ways to invest in your relationship that have nothing to do with money.
What?
Mm-hmm. So here's
Number
1 is to be mindful, which is making your partner a priority and investing intentional behavior. So being mindful.
Yes. Stop dissing yourself.
Yeah, that's probably one of my problem areas to work on. Mm-hmm. And JP and I have talked about this in previous episodes where we wanted to be, or I per se wanted to be more intentional in taking care of what I know my husband needs and making sure that I take care of myself in the process.
Put a number on it.
21.
21.
So make your partner a priority, making sure that they understand that they are, see, you already choked, making sure that they understand that they are above, everything else that's going on, that yes, right now I'm swamped, but I'm coming right back. Just give me a day, keep that intentionality going. So the second way to invest is to express appreciation, which is what my hubby did when he told me, I need you to be better for me. And that meant a whole lot. Cause I was like, well, damn, I am doing that. And that thing threw me way off. Cause I was like, where did that come from? Why do I self-deprecate like that? I don't know. I don't know where it came from. And I think it started from me because I'm a humorous person. So maybe that's my brand of humor, is to say, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fall down on the stage and boom, hit my
by 6 buses and a camel going to come and lick my forehead.
Like that's how.
Where the hell that come from?
Right. I don't know. And I don't know when I started it. I don't know how long I've been doing it. I have no idea. And I know what self-deprecating humor is because I have this, book I'm reading about being better and all that good stuff. So I'm like, oh, I read the chapter. I didn't know it applied to me though. So I need to go back and read the chapter because clearly sis got to work on herself. And like you said, I'm going to need to, be high in high places. So I need to keep my crown, push my crown back a little bit. Get that thing together. Mm-hmm. Expressing appreciation is a way to let your partner know that no matter what's going on in the world.
Are we still on number 1 or are we on 2?
We're on 2.
Number 2.
Express appreciation. We live in a very stressful time in the world. And I don't think it's more stressful than what it used to be. It keeps adding on more stresses that we didn't foresee. Like things are happening where we now have to teach our children about things that we didn't have to learn about as children. Like now we have to teach them about, police relationships and what you should do if you find yourself with an angry person who seems as if they are getting more and more aggressive. Like we have to teach our children now how to survive in ways we didn't have to do as kids. So when you express appreciation in the home, then that makes your partner feel less afraid or less fearful when they're going out in the world, because at least they know when they get back home, they got their partner, they ride or die, who are there for them. So yeah. And that's white, black, Asian, yellow, white. Everybody needs to be thinking about how to ensure that their children survive. It's not just a black issue, by the way. So, number three. Discuss stress is a way to invest in your relationship. What you do when you discuss stress is express your vulnerability when things are out of your control, right? And I tend to lean on this probably way too hard because I tell you every little thing that's going on, and it doesn't always do you well to know that I'm having XYZ troubles. It probably doesn't make you feel good to kind of get dumped on all the time. So, vulnerability itself allows you to love more deeply and more completely, I think, because when you're vulnerable with me and telling me things like, I need you to be there. I need you to be healthy, right? I need you to don't eat so bad all the time. Or I need you to be confident because that's the way I want, that's the way I love you. Then those things make me feel better about who I've chosen to spend my life with, and vice versa. So lift one another up, express vulnerability, and discuss the stresses, right? Don't overdo on the stress, but, I'm trying to do better where JP will give me this look where something turns around to my professional life and he'll be like, okay, here she go. And I'm like, okay, stop. Because it's so easy to get into that place because I am there 10 hours a day. So I'm like, all right, cut it off. So I'm doing better with intentionally cutting it off. So yeah, but discussing stress is a good way to invest in your partner.
Yes, ma'am. Especially
if they're solutions based, like JP is. He's real good with this stuff, y'all.
Word.
Number four. You're so funny. Be understanding. And this kind of goes hand in hand with discussing stress. Make healthy discussion a priority and be open to what your partner has to say. Much, much easier said than done. I would definitely admit sometimes I already know what JP's going to say. If I'll kind of run the dialogue in my head and I say, all right, this is what he's probably going to say. And I'm not going to like it, but I need to hear it so that I can be a better person. So being understanding to me allows me to see you as clearly as possible. And I think when you see somebody crystal clear for exactly who they are and what they're thinking and what they're doing, then it makes for a stronger relationship. So being understanding is another way to invest in your relationship. Just even if it's pretending, even you just struggling through it, just try for your partner. Just try. I know sometimes JP just got to try and he's like, oh my gosh, she's going through this again.
I see you.
Yeah.
And I understand your pain points.
Yeah. Even if it's, hey, if you just pretending, man, you can make the world of a difference to your partner if you're, at least listening, right? Because we don't listen all the time. And then the last one, number five. Be affectionate. And of course, that requires no money. Kiss, 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 hug, hug. Right? Put your feet on their leg, wrap your arm around them when you're watching TV, find a way to touch their butt when they're making dinner, right? Just small things, especially if you have a partner whose love language is physical touch. Him love to be touched. So, oh yes. And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the kind of we call it the 21 rule, but now it's kind of stuck with it. I think it brings off a little bit of those endorphins, right? It's like, oh, he's touching me. And I try to pretend like I'm not down for it, but JP knows. Like, I'm like, ugh, it gets me through my day when he just messes with me. So I don't feel right when he leaves the house and doesn't be, mildly affectionate in some kind of way. So that's just what I expect and what I need to, get me through the next 10 hours, because it takes 10 hours, away from him. So being affectionate is another non-monetary way to invest in your relationship. So recap: 5 ways to invest in your relationship. Being mindful, expressing appreciation,
appreciate the motherfuckers,
discuss stress,
talk that shit out,
being understanding,
I hear you, motherfucker,
and being affectionate.
Hey, grab some ass.
Thank you for the echoing. Those are great.
Word.
Yes. So yeah. So investments, those are our investment sort of conversation. How to invest in your partner, specific investment tips that can connect to relationships. So that's where we wanted to sort of take the relationship today. I've got a little bit of, let's see, what else do I have here? Building a team of 2. So I'll just put a little phrase, a little paragraph out here and get your opinion on this. It may seem that putting a lot of time and energy into your relationship takes energy away from other things in your life, like your individual goals. And according to a site that I looked at, it says that this only holds some truth. It's not necessarily a permanent thing. It does temporarily take away from some of your other things that you have going on, because that's energy transfer, right? Anytime you have energy coming from one spot and pushing into another, it's going to feel like there's some imbalance going on. However, it says building a team of 2 actually means gaining access to the power, perseverance, and knowledge of 2 people, and eventually helps both individuals push harder and last longer. So that's a little bit of encouragement there.
Yes, there's strength in numbers.
There's strength in numbers.
I don't believe in fair fights.
Hey, don't believe in fair fights. You'll not only have more energy to deal with your personal challenges, but you'll also be calmer and more courageous. This comes from knowing that you're not alone. And that's a big thing for me. And I think for people as we get older, we don't want to be by ourselves. Right? No one is put on this earth to live and exist and die alone. Like, we already have to go out according to what our destiny is. But no one wants to spend life just watching everyone else couple up and be happy. I know very rare instances where someone would say, no, I'd just rather be by myself for the rest of my life. No one wants to be alone and or lonely. Right? And so I think that being able to team up, basically, I'll say tally up, team up and sort of tackle life's challenges together actually gives you the motivation to go out and do things and pursue on your own, especially when it kind of boomerangs back around to the family and can impact, the greater good of the family as a whole. So, and that's where I get my sort of my strength from is JP and his everlasting motivation of pursuits that I want to do. And I know, someday he's going to need me, and I'll be available to stand, and he just kind of flies. And then when he stands, then I'll fly, and we'll just continue to pull up the family, right? We just lifted a nest. Is one of us flies, one of us standing and riding, right?
Or you can just let me sell drugs.
And I told him he's not, because every drug dealer's girlfriend or wife goes missing or dead, and I'm not going to go dead because of something he's doing. And he won't listen. I'm too cute to go dead.
Significant others of drug dealers, tap in. Don't tell me that's not true.
They're not going to tap in. Don't tap in, y'all. We don't want to get them in trouble. So, no. I've seen too many movies and I've read that chapter too much to know that they're going to kidnap me. So I'm good. I'm going to fight, but I don't want to get kidnapped.
See?
Who's going to take care of my babies?
See?
You're going to be out there in the streets trying to avenge me. So, no. I'm good. Man,
she watched State Property one time and lost her mind.
That movie was very challenging to watch. So, hey, it is what it is. But anywho, investing in one another will allow us to become better people. And so that's the gist of our conversation today. And encouraging all of our relationship ease to just, continue to kind of reinvigorate your relationships. We kind of do it inadvertently, maybe once a month. We kind of just like reset a little bit. And I think it's because we have so much going on every day that it's important for us to evaluate where we are and what we wanted to do and if we did it, right? So yeah, especially this year, we set out for some things and we've been doing some things. We've improved. So we're growing 22 out here in these streets. So we're proud of where we are and how we're growing and keeping on going. So investment, right? Okay. Anything else we want to add on?
Not at this time.
Did we want to add on a little discussion about social media?
we could start fresh on the next one.
Okay. So the next episode, we're going to talk some about social media and how that can have an impact on your relationship, positively and negatively. We've seen some life experiences recently where we felt as if it was very important for us to put out there in the universe the importance of being social media intelligent. I don't know how to say it. Intelligent with social media. We'll go that way.
Yes.
So emotionally intelligent for specific. So that'll be one of our subsequent episodes with the Paid in Full podcast here. So anything else, my love? Are we gonna close out?
No, ma'am. Just I'll try not to do any more podcasts without you.
No.
If I do, it'll be under another name potentially, but
okay. Well, I'm not upset with you.
I wasn't creeping.
No, I wasn't upset with you. I'm glad that you went out and showed the guys your talents, because you're very talented to be self-learned. So I'm not upset. I want everyone to, support all of our episodes. Because again, we're going to have a couple of them that we have coming up. I want to do a woman episode and I want you to do a man episode. So we will have some coming up where it's just going to be one or the other of us, which we'll announce ahead of time so that you guys aren't thrown off. So yeah.
Word up, son.
Okay. Thank you for listening to our episode.
Where can they find us?
They can find us on Meta, Twitter, TikTok. What's the other one? Instagram. And where's that one? Oh, and Gmail. Our Gmail is paidinfullpod@gmail.com. paidinfullpod@gmail.com.
It's still Facebook.
Yeah, it is. Is it still Facebook? They haven't changed the name yet. I'm trying to be with the
times.
What
is your app? Your app still has the blue mark
F.
with the F in it.
Yeah,
yes.
So still Facebook Meta. I don't know what they're trying to do with that. All right, Mark. So I'm going to close with a little quote here. I got a quote, babe. Because I always ask you if you have a quote. I have one. So here's what it says. I quote: "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." And that's from an African proverb. It didn't have a specific name. It just says an African proverb. So if you want to go far, go together. And I do want to go far. So, yeah. Thanks for riding with me.
You're welcome.
So, thank you guys for listening. And we will listen in soon.
Listen in soon.
I was getting ready to say, never mind. I'm scared to say it all wrong.
Yeah, please go back and check the other episodes if you haven't heard them.
It's 1 through 23. Absolutely.
And feedback is always open. We don't mind doing interviews. It's been a great journey and just want to continue.
We've been going since July.
Word.
So yeah, we're going to do a really big first anniversary episode in the summer. So that should be fun. Yeah. We're going to have some guests coming up soon. So we're excited. So keep listening. Thank you all the ways for supporting.
Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. She was classic like Amaretta, none done it better. Word to the wise, she's a trendsetter, a pretty go-getter that stayed wetter. No issue going hard, cause I wouldn't let her. And she's the shit, what? She brought that fatty from the street, bottle pimpin' red bottoms on her feet, She got that fatty that would make you wanna eat, yum. Cause every nigga want that lady and that freak, what? My wife, my queen, my love, my dream, you're everything that I need to breathe. And I can't believe you were made for me, only God can see what you mean to me. Cause I love you so, but you driving goals and I hard to go. You broke the mold, and truth be told, you optimal. I love gold, 14 years, minimal tears, sticking together, fighting our fears, my homie, my dear. Baby, I swear I never leave, there's no compare to you, yeah, okay. I say to you, yeah. How about? Okay.